Greetings, friends. As always, it's an extremely high honor to welcome you to Rick's Garage. I have a fairly quick and easy repair, at least I hope it will be. This is a 2010 Santa Fe. It belongs to my sister-in-law. She's a widow on a fixed income, so I try to help her when I can. She just tried to get a Massachusetts state inspection sticker and failed. The inspector told her that she has a loose tie rod end. It's the outer tie rod end on the passenger side. So that's the subject of today's video. We're just going to try to throw a new one on for her. So let's get this wheel off. Okay, to give me easier access to this tie rod, I'm going to turn the wheel all the way to the left. Friends, off camera I went ahead and pulled the bracket and caliper to get them out of the way. It's not absolutely necessary for you to do that, but I thought it would be a little bit easier. It gives me better access to the nut on the tie rod end, and it would be a little better visual clarity for you. So you can make up your own mind whether you want to pull this or not. Okay, what I want to do right now, friends, I'm going to give myself a point A and point B to use as a measurement. I'm going to put a little, I got a little white paint marker. I'm going to put a little dab right there. That's on the steering knuckle. And I'm going to put a little dab up here further up on the inner tie rod, right there. So now I can measure between those 2 points, try to get it as close as I can. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the camera out of the way, and as carefully as I can, I'm going to take a measurement and write it down. Okay, friends, I've got my measurement. It's exactly 10 3/4. Now you may be wondering how I got an accurate measurement where my paint dots are so large. The reason being, I went to the outer edge of each paint dot. Thereby I can get an accurate measurement. Okay, friends, I'm going to try to get this cotter pin out. I'm not going to waste a huge amount of time on it. I'll show you what to do if you have trouble, which I expect I will. No, it seems to be coming right out. Okay. No, it came right out, surprisingly. All right, I've got a video I posted some time ago, what to do when you run into a stubborn cotter pin, so I'll link it at the end of this video. All right, I'm going to put a little dab of Croil. I don't want to put a lot because I don't want to obliterate my paint mark. All right, friends, I've moved the camera back a little bit so I can get in there with my impact wrench and see if I can blast that nut off of there, the castle nut. It's easy enough. All right, friends, I'm ready to try to unlock this tie rod. I'm going to do it before I remove the tie rod from the knuckle. I don't care how much I flex this because this is being replaced anyway. So what I've got is a 24mm wrench that I've put on the locking nut. And I know I'm not going to get enough leverage, and I don't want to heat it. So I've got this special tool I purchased from K-Tool a few years ago. I've got a video on it. I'm going to use this to get some leverage. This tool is going to connect into my breaker bar. And, I'm sorry, I just kicked the camera. It's always interesting trying to have room to work and try to give your audience a decent view. So I'm going to try to connect this. Well, I guess I gotta put it in first. Okay. And now we got this. A little bit awkward. You need about 5 hands. There we go. As I keep tension on it, we should be okay. All right, so now I'm going to use this breaker bar with this K tool attachment. See if I can unlock this thing. Yep, very easily. Okay, that's a nice little tool there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try to knock this tie rod out. Normally I wouldn't treat it in this manner, but we're replacing it anyway. So we're going to have to hit it from the side a little bit. Being a little stubborn. So the camera's in my way. I'm going to have to get a little more forceful with it. So I'm going to come back when I get that out. Okay, friends, I'm going to turn this old tie rod out. And another tried and true method of getting it back on is to count the turns. I myself don't like doing that because you're going on the assumption that the replacement part is absolutely identical to the old part. But I'm going to do that anyway, count the turns, and then I'm going to put it on the correct number of turns. And if both my method of measuring and the turns come out the same, then I know I'm in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this. We got 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns, 8 turns, 9 turns, 10 turns, it's getting really loose now, 11 turns, 12 turns, 13 turns, 14 turns, 15 turns. I'm putting slightly outward pressure as I'm turning it so I'll know exactly when it disconnects. 16 turns, 17 turns, 18 turns. Alright, so about 18 and a half turns. Okay, I'm going to get the new tie rod and we'll screw it back in. Connected right about there, and right there is 17 turns, 16 turns, 15 turns, 14 turns, 13 turns, 12 turns, 11 turns, 10 turns, 9, 8, 7, sounds like I'm about to blast off, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, according to that, it's the correct number of turns. So now I'm going to connect this up and see if my measurement comes out the same. I'm going to move the camera to do that. Okay, friends, what you see here is I put a jack underneath the tie rod end to make sure that the pin was perfectly seated into the knuckle. That's also a little trick you can do. I don't know if you've ever had the situation where you're trying to undo a tie rod or a ball joint, the whole thing keeps spinning. By putting a little pressure on it with a jack, that'll prevent that from happening. So in taking a careful measurement, I'm about 1/8 of an inch off, maybe a little less than 1/8 of an inch. So I think either one or two possibilities. Either I miscounted when I was putting it in or out, or I am correct in my assumption that the replacement part is not absolutely identical to the original. So I'm going to pull this out, go one more turn, and take another measurement. Okay, friends, I've installed the castle nut. I've put in the cotter pin. By my eye, it's adjusted perfectly. What I'm going to do right now is try to lock up this adjuster nut with a big old hammer and a wrench. Alright, so we're going to call this a success. Off camera, I'll reinstall the caliper. Only 2 bolts to put that back on. You don't need to see that. And we'll take it out and see if I can get her inspection sticker for her. That's all I've got today. I want to thank you once again for watching Rick's Garage. Before I go, I will post 2 videos to your left that I hope you find of interest. One will be that video on how to get out a stub and cotter pin. And the other will be the video on that K-tool adapter that you saw me use to unlock the nut on the tie rod. And to your right, as always, will be a picture of my avatar in the form of my very trusty German Shepherd. By all means, feel free to click on that should you wish to subscribe to my channel. So thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you all very, very soon.